Falling in love with Jesus, yes. Falling in love with Jesus. Falling in love with Jesus is the best thing I ever done. Oh, falling in love with Jesus. Oh, yes, falling in love with Jesus. Oh, yes, falling in love with Jesus is the best thing I ever done. Oh, in his arms I feel protected. In his arms I'm never disconnected. Oh, in his arms I feel protected. There's no place I'd rather be. Oh, in his arms I feel protected. Oh, yes, in his arms I'm never disconnected. Oh, yes, in his arms, yes, I feel totally protected. There's no place I'd rather be. And so Psalm 34 verse 8 says, that taste and see that the Lord is good, and happy are those who find safety in him. Happy are those who find rest in him. No man can love you the way God loves you, and that is a fact that we cannot deny. Because he first loved us, and he proved his love by sending his only begotten Son to die on the cross, to save us from death. And so the best thing that we could ever do is to fall in love with Jesus. And he said in John 14:15 that if you love me, obey my commands. And so there is a way to love God. There is a way, an acceptable way to love God. And so it is said, and then it's a caution in Matthew 7:21-23. He said, not all who say, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, except those who live according to the Father's commands. And living according to the commands is love. It's love. It's love. And that is why it goes on to verse 23. It says, but they will say that, Lord, in your name we heal the sick. In your name we preach the good news. In your name. But he will say, go away from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you. And so if you do not learn to love God the way he wants us to love him, beloved, you will miss it. It's not just about saying, I love you, Lord, but you have to live it. Love is action. Love is action. With Jesus, falling in love with Jesus. Oh, and there's no place I'd rather be. Oh, in his arms, yes, in his arms, I feel protected. Oh, yes, in his arms, I'm never disconnected. Oh, yes, in his arms, I feel protected, and there's no place I'd rather be. There's no place I'd rather be. There's no place I'd rather be. There's no place. In his arms, I feel protected. In his arms, I'm never